No, listening, if you're under 18, this is not for children, okay? I'm tired of not being able to walk past preschools. Hashtag sex offender by accident. Don't poop in a sandbox. No, listening, if you're under 18, thank you.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios agrietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos. Gracias.
Brian McCarthy interview show. Adam is now drinking his Coke. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy interview show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink.
Yes, and here we are. I tell you, this show is nothing to sneeze at. That is
Fuck yeah. Wait.
Go ahead.
You don't even know what you just said.
So welcome to the show. I know these shows are evergreen, but right now it is allergy season here in New York, and which who cares, but it seems like the entire town has the sniffles. I tell you what, I used to always had the sniffles 20 years ago in this town, but it wasn't because of allergies. Am I right? But it's kind of funny because what Adam was telling me, which I found interesting, is that all of the trees in New York and I guess major urban areas are like male. So they're when they release their pollen, or as I call it, tree cum. It doesn't have any tree vaginas to rub into. So it sort of just drifts around in the air, just all this sort of leafy jism, and that's why everyone sneezes, because in more rural areas, perhaps it kind of goes from A to B, but it just kind of gets stuck in the atmosphere. So, and it hasn't rained here in a while, so it's just very, I don't know. Anyway, who cares? But my point is that as of I was fine, and then yesterday I just sneezed all day, and now you're sneezing, and I'm sneezing. I'm not.
Yeah, you'll have like an attack. I'll go 8 in a row.
Oh my gosh,
it's crazy. It's like half of my day.
You should make a belt like Mickey Mouse and the giant 8 sneezes in a row.
Right.
So anyway, if I blow my nose, I'll try to do it not on camera. So I'm sorry.
You're sniffly. Are you taking anything?
Being a Christian Scientist, no,
you're not able to.
I'm praying on it, and I slept on a Bible, and I have a crucifix right at my asshole. The feet first.
If that doesn't do it,
because it's deeper. If you just put the head in the crucifix, then the little arms, they block the. I really want to tap that prostate.
Yeah,
and you need all of Jesus's, torso and legs and the little nail and everything.
You gape during.
Oh yeah,
during allergy season.
Yeah, that's what they call it, the New Testament. So anyway, welcome to the show. It's funny. You and I were talking about something right before the show, and I wanted to sort of circle back.
Did you want to circle back and then unpack it
and then put a pin in it?
Those are two of my yeah. Oh, the other thing that bothers me that people say is when they go, he said the quiet part out loud.
Oh, people say that.
That's like a thing that's like in a lot of BuzzFeed ads, like a lot of the thing he said the quiet part out loud. That's like probably a lot of your guys in hoodies. A lot of your political hoodie wearing political analysts.
I hate everything. I really do. I swear to God. I like doing the show. I like
there.
I like you. I like my kids. I like that show with people turned into mushrooms.
Right.
The Last of Us.
Yes, with Pedro Pascal.
Well, if you're caught up, then you might want to catch up. No spoilers here, but
okay.
But
I haven't actually started, but it's been recommended to me many times.
Good stuff. But what I was going to mention is that you had mentioned, and you're going to have to remind me of the guy's full name, but you had talked about Brandon somebody. What the fuck is the guy's name? The comic. He's not really a comic. Ultimate Fighter, and then he did comedy.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Brendan Schaub.
Brendan Schaub.
Brendan Schaub.
Who?
The Gringo Poppy.
The Gringo Poppy. Boy, merchandise available. 90% off. Well, and I sort of know this guy's story where he was an Ultimate Fighter, and he was friends with Joe DeRosa.
Joe DeRogan.
Joe DeRogan. He's like Brundlefly. It's like it's like an out of shape Joe Rogan with glasses. Who always has panic attacks.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
But a big hair replacement scar on the back of his head. Anyway, my point is like that guy, that Brandon guy, he would go on Joe Rogan's show because he was funny for being an ultimate fighter. Okay, I know.
I don't even know if I'd give him that, but but okay.
I'm trying to let some cable out here,
Okay,
so we can bring it back.
So we can bring it back in.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So for and also he'd be in a room with other guys. Who's the other guy that does Joe Rogan that allegedly like raped a bunch of girls? Or
oh my god,
with Brian Callahan? Do I have that right?
Brian Callahan, yeah, he did a show, the Fighter and the Kid with, I guess Brian Callahan was the kid.
Yes,
and
I think he got sort of in some Me Too trouble, right?
He did, and then I want to say he lives in maybe.
Rapeville,
well, the rape district,
right? Which is all gaslit. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, it used to be like a warehouses, and so now it's all lofts, high ceilings, a lot of concrete floors.
They say that don't go at night, but also don't go during the day. Just don't go.
Tricky.
It's fine. Yeah, exactly. Tricky. And if anybody offers you something to drink on the street, don't drink it because you will end up getting raped, boy or girl, whoever it is. But it's just what they do there.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Montreal, have the poutine. So anyway, so the guy was on the show, but listen, I think if you follow the comedy or whatever, you know this guy's story, and he got the special on Showtime.
Yeah, he did the first. It's Joe Rogan's fault. A lot of these people are Joe Rogan's fault because he gave him more of a platform because through like UFC.
Okay, and that's ultimately what I want to talk about, but
ultimately fighting
is what
fighting,
you want to talk about. I don't want to tap out of this conversation.
No, certainly not.
Don't put my laugh in a submission hold. I hate ultimate fighting. It's so fucking gay. It is so stupid.
I like the sweet science, man. I'm old school boxing.
I like that show where guys slap each other with talcum powder in their hands.
Okay.
And then they fall down and they pass out from being
like
slapped.
The Albanian guys.
Have you seen that show? It's
yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen clips. I never watched the show.
You didn't sit down with your mom, with your girlfriend.
I didn't pop any.
Watch an hour
popcorn.
Of face slapping, or what was that movie with Stallone? Over the Top.
That's a great film.
Yeah, where he plays the arm wrestling truck driver, who is also like a bad dad or has to reconnect with his son.
Yeah, I think he's like an estranged father, right? And he's reconnecting through,
He's an strange father. Am I right? I like when he's got this weird. We're gonna get back to the other thing. Don't worry. But when he's driving his truck around, he's got that weird
it's like a thing. It's like a lat pull down, but like a one armed pull down.
Which,
thing.
by the way, sounds like you might want to switch that up once in a while. But
he probably just used it for his arm wrestling arm.
He does, but still, one arm is dramatically larger than the other. I can't buy suits off the rack, because the one arm is substantially
confused.
Yeah, Taylor listen to me and goes, "What are you doing? You arm wrestling?" I go, "Yes." And as a matter of fact, my son is estranged from me too. That's how it goes.
Yeah, they reconnect, right?
Yeah,
in his sleeper cab or in his
what is
cab.
Is there some director's cut you want to tell me about? Hey, get back here.
It like that, but you know what I'm saying.
Rub daddy's forearm because it's a lot of tension from beating guys in arm wrestling. What I think is great though is like the platitudes or the life lessons he gives his son. He's like, but it's always the same. All of Stallone's stuff is always like, it doesn't matter how big the other guy's arm is. It's how big your arm is gonna be after you win or lose. It's
about heart or something. It's always
it isn't about what happens is when you fall down. It's how quick you get up. The quick you get up. Anyway, so this Brandon guy, so he was on Joe. None of this really matters. The only thing I'm really saying is that like you had said something to me before the show, and you said, it's kind of Joe Rogan's fault, but then you were also like, But here's the thing. This is why and the
whole reason why this came up was because apparently Kevin said that the Gringo Poppy was as good as any. We were just having a chuckle over that.
Yeah, we were, and
because this would be a weird thing to be talking about now, is why I'm sort of explaining.
And
that was a he was a person that people goofed on a couple years ago.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't want to. What I'm about to say, I don't want to roil the comedy waters and kick some dirt in the face of the comedy king of Austin, Texas, and Joe Rogan. But like, this is why I do not like the Joe Rogan show or I don't really any of those. That whole thing is not for me. But my point is like. Joe, what you had said, you're like, well, it wasn't really Joe Rogan's fault. But yeah, Joe Rogan gave him the platform.
Well, no, I said it was his fault.
Okay, yes. But okay, here's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. What I'm saying to you is like, I hate that Joe Rogan will like give somebody a platform and then he'll back away from it and be like, I can't believe what that guy did. Like, okay, whatever you're okay, I'll cite. This is the example I want to cite. Like when you look at, for example, I don't want to get political, whatever, but you look at like that Donald Trump, right? Look at him.
Okay.
So Joe Rogan, who has this massive audience of just, of people, young men, or I don't know, it's a massive audience. I mean, I'm sure there's a large segment that are this way.
Millions and millions.
Millions and millions and millions. Right. And so when he has Donald Trump on for an hour and a half, but then doesn't like endorse him, you're sort of endorsing him tacitly by having him on this show. Whether and I understand. Well, I'm just letting him come on and talk to.
Right.
Yeah, but like you're endorsing him.
Well, it's that very libertarian sensibility, right? It's kind of like people have to make their own, you know what I mean, decisions. But it's like, but you're kind of handing it to him.
But if you're giving the guy a bottle of water and you're like laughing in his dip, and if you listen to that interview, I mean,
I didn't.
Well, I listen to clips. I listened to the part, that and Karen Feehan. That when Karen Feehan came on and talked about Donald Trump.
Okay.
Want to eat my pussy? Me, I'm 70. But anyway, so Donald Trump. So my point is only that when you're somebody like Joe Rogan and you have this huge platform and you have on like this Brendan, whatever his name is, and then all of a sudden he goes and does a Showtime thing, and Joe DeRosa's like, I can't believe you're doing a show. You don't have this. Well, it's like
Joe DeRogan.
Do I keep saying Joe DeRosa?
Oh, God damn it. I like that there's a hybrid Joe DeRogan out there.
It's like I said, they both went into a transporter pod and they popped out.
They both went into the same sensory deprivation tank, maybe.
Like William Hurt from Altered States.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's an early one. Anyway, so listen, there's not much really to talk about other than just to kind of like when I see somebody like a Joe Rogan who has this massive platform and then has on like I don't know, this fucking asshole, the Kennedy guy, or just pretty
Jordan Peterson,
or whoever, and then you have him on, and then like a couple months later, you're like, wow, I can't believe that, I can't believe he fucking sold all these copies of his books or whatever. Well, what did you think was gonna happen, you idiot? Like,
well, I think with somebody like Brendan Schaub, I think probably the expectation is that you have to have a certain amount of self-awareness to be like, yeah, you're not funny or you're not good. So, but I think the thing that happened with his first special, or what I heard at least, is he had a lot of help. It was, it was Showtime, and they had people helping him write and sort of format things.
Brad Trackman punched it up.
I'm sure.
They flew
Eddie
Brad.
Gordetsky probably came in for this.
Yeah.
But
Brad's like, Group 2 Southwest. I'll be there. Okay.
But so it's like part of it is a little bit on you to go, I'm not ready to do a thing like that. But I don't think Brendan Schaub has the self-awareness to know, because then on the second one, that was when he put out a 37-minute YouTube special.
By the way, you know why I know you're telling me the truth
in Texas
about the second one is because you keep saying it's 37 minutes.
It was like a funny, weird number. It was like there was a 3 involved.
Okay.
I know that it was a special.
Yeah. Well, it's the kind of thing where, but also like for a guy like that who's an ultimate fighter, he's in the room with like other funny people.
Yeah. So, well, and I think because he was like doing a podcast I think he started out maybe podcasting with these guys, and then he was like,
I can
kind of sort of took on like almost like a Theo Von kind of cadence but he wasn't like a goofball. Like, he wasn't
right.
You know what I mean? He's like, he's got head trauma.
I think almost by definition, if you're an ultimate fighter, you have to take yourself seriously. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
like, there's not a whole lot of like self-reference.
Right. But the thing is like having that knowledge base, having that experience, and then also you're making like a good, because those, all the ad reads and stuff that they would do, you're making a good living.
Sure.
So it's just a matter of like kind of understanding where you sort of fit, and comedy probably not the right place for you, but not everybody always
Yeah, people don't, yeah, people don't know any better.
People
They're like,
don't
yeah.
always.
Hey, I'm
They just go
funny.
like I'm hanging out with comedians, so I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm funny. They're funny. We're all,
Sure.
it's like when people go to the
Having some
Comedy Cellar
yucks.
and they're like, I'm sitting close to the table, so I must also be friends with Chris Rock.
Right.
Ha! Rock, I tell you that was a real knee slapper.
You call him a rock too.
Not-
They call him rock. That's
Yeah.
how you know they're
Yeah, exactly.
pals.
Hey, it was a knee slapper. Luckily, not a face slapper. Am I
Right.
right, CR? CR?
CR.
Anybody else? I remember.
Christoph Rock. Really quick, let me read.
Oh.
We got a couple of chats.
What's up, everybody?
From our buddy James O'Sullivan.
Hello,
and I think he's
Jimmy
got
Sullivan.
some interesting questions.
Oh,
here
go
that
ahead.
I think
Go.
we
What
can
do you-
really
Sure.
unpack.
Sure.
The great James O'Sullivan says, "Gentlemen, have you guys done Viagra, Cialis, TRT, testosterone stuff? I'm 44, dating for the first time in decades, in combo with friends. They all had done blood work in late 30s and on something. Okay, part 2. Any chance for highly descriptive in-depth reviews of the effects of any of those options, Blue Chew, Viagra, etc., from both of you for the ones you've tried?"
All right.
I think we've got some experience in this.
Well, number one, I mean, I'll kick it to you.
I took a Blue Chew before we started. I'm
had
hard as a rock.
Yeah, I
My
had
cheeks are so hot right now.
We had bagels, and I took Blue Chews and I put them in the cream cheese, and I just ate them right in the middle of the bagel. I call that a Jewish erection. Thank you. But you've taken Blue Chew, right?
Yeah, a bunch of times. A bunch. Like,
have you ever
years
had any?
Ago.
Okay, here's a question as much for Mr. Sullivan as it is for me. How do you get Blue Chew?
You just you can just Google it and sign up on the website. It's like one of those things where you need to do like a quick little telehealth screening.
Okay.
But they just go, "Are you on any medication?"
So I don't need to
really you don't need to see a doctor.
I don't need to send blood work.
Yeah, as long as you got $14.99, you're good to go.
All
and
right.
it's like a subscription. I paused mine years ago, but I think I'm still like,
like use like Hims or something.
It's just Blue Chew for me. It was just I did it through Blue Chew. I mean, it I'll be honest, like it kind of gave me headaches. Like it was sort of like you know on
go ahead.
Stranger Things, where like 11 would do like she could have like secret powers, but then she would get a nosebleed and a headache. It's kind of like that.
I'll be honest, due to some court related kind of arrangements I have in terms of the location of her versus the location of me, I'm not even allowed to watch that show.
Not allowed to watch Millie Bobby Brown even on television.
Yeah. And by the way, if that little cunt would just respond to my letters, then I wouldn't be here. Okay.
She wouldn't quit being such a tease.
Yeah. I just want to cut off all of her skin and wear it like a hat. That's all it is. And I think it's insane that people think that that's a
seems
weird
like
thing.
A reasonable request.
If I eat her organs, then she's part of me.
Yes.
Okay.
She's all grown up now. I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I want to suck the flavor out of her toenails as I rip them off as she's alive. They talk about a Blue Chew. God, now come kiss me. But okay, here's my question about a Blue Chew.
Yeah.
It's a pill, not
Q&A.
Not a suppository, right?
It's
a pill.
Yeah. It's a chewable.
What does it taste like?
Not good. It's one of those things where they're like, "Ooh, it's you just chew it," and it's like, well, I mean, maybe if you cross like an aspirin with like a spree or something, or like a sweet tart, it's like it has that god awful medicine-y taste, like, but also it's cut with like some
boner
good tasting stuff. Like they say it's pleasant. It's terrible.
Is it the size of a gummy bear?
It's the size of like a little sweet tart.
Okay, so it's not like a huge.
No,
it's not like a big plug.
But they do taste pretty bad.
Okay, can you just swallow it and not chew it, or do you have to chew it?
Could, but I mean, I think it takes longer to hit you.
Okay,
it hits you pretty quick though.
Okay, now when you say hits,
be fucking in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. My question then is, when you get is it the kind of thing like Viagra where you just get the erection, or is it like Cialis where you have it over the course of a weekend?
No, it's Viagra. The sildenafil is like the quick burst, or like, I mean, I would feel it for 6 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could forgive me, I don't mean to be gross, everybody, but you could make love to a lady
could,
or man.
Yeah, theoretically.
Ejaculate, and then your penis gets limp again. And then
it's
go ahead.
Keeping a boner, it's kind of it's very much a mental game.
Yeah.
I think, at least in your 40s. But it's kind of like giving your dick the day off. I always say it's like it's
Okay.
really easy to achieve and maintain because it gets the blood flow. I guess it's the blood flow
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
right?
Does it affect like the pleasure of the orgasm?
I think it's. I mean, I don't know if it's better. It's. I feel like you can kind of focus more because you're like
Not so worried
it's
about
more effortless. Yeah,
the
yeah,
wood.
yeah. So exactly, yeah. But like I would like there was a couple times like I had situation like women that were say in their mid or late 20s or whatever, like, and I was in my late 30s,
Okay.
and they would want to like go multiple
Times.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
right.
so I would take one like on the second. If it was like, no, we're going again, I'd be like, let me just
Now-
run to the medicine cabinet real
Here's
quick.
another question. Do you let them know or do they take it personally? Or you just kind of like do it on the sly? Do you go,
I didn't. There was this one girl that I was like seeing pretty casually, and it was just like kind of a sex thing.
Yep.
Whatever.
sure.
And I didn't tell her because
Yeah, well, I mean,
but it was like on the third encounter, like the third time we had seen each other.
Okay.
I was like, oh, she's a real live wire. And the first like couple times I was able to just like, it's
Sure.
brand new,
Sure.
you know.
Sure.
But like around the third encounter, I was like, after the first round, I'm like, this one, we got a live one. So then I went and took a blue chew.
She's trying to like get you hard, and you just whisper in your ear, you go, Daddy needs his pecker candy.
Yeah, exactly.
Daddy needs his pecker candy. It tastes yucky.
I would put it in a Pez dispenser so they wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
just pop it right in front of her.
Yeah.
You're like,
But it makes you so fucking like hot. You feel so hot.
flushed.
Like it makes your cheeks like fucking
Thank you.
flushed, and you it gave me a headache.
Yeah, I am familiar with that idea of it. The other thing that I would be okay, like for example, how many blue chews do you get? Do they go bad? Like, do you have any at the house
No,
right
because
now?
I had some for like years, and I took my last one like I don't know a year ago or something like that. I was like, you know what? I think let me just really
Now, and do you
maybe a
notice
special occasion or something?
Do you notice that your erections are perhaps more firm or firmer?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they were. I
Okay.
feel like they were, and it would be a thing where if we were just sitting here,
Uh-huh.
like you could be like, I could get wood any second. Like
Fuck-
it wouldn't be.
Well, I like to think
And that's not like not to discredit you in any way, but
it's not my
but yeah.
Star Wars T-shirt and my headband I'm wearing. Yeah, exactly. I know.
But it's just like you could really like
Focus.
yeah. I mean,
Now-
it's really easy to get a boner.
Have you ever taken Viagra?
That's what it is. I mean, it's the same
Oh.
active ingredient.
You ever
Yeah.
taken Cialis?
I have not, because that's the more like long acting one. I know
Yes.
a couple of guys that are a little older, and like that's just like part of their daily like multivitamin.
Oh, Jesus,
like they
really?
just take like a low grade,
Wow.
low grade Cialis. Just a little bit of it every day.
Yes. I am on high blood pressure medication, and
Uh-huh.
that will impact my ability to,
Sure.
So my psychiatrist, I always forget the one that can prescribe.
That's psychiatrist.
Okay. My
Yeah.
psychiatrist gave me a prescription for Cialis, which I have filled. So
Sure.
I have like 20 of
Oh,
them.
fun. You want to take one?
No, because I can't. No, because they're like locked away.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
They're
I don't
locked
know. I don't know.
away?
I think my wife's kind of like, listen, you should, I don't know what she thinks, but I think
Doesn't want you to mix the drugs.
or like, I don't know what it is.
Just
but
want to give you the wrong idea.
in our house, we have like a tackle box, and it has
Sure.
medications in it, and
Okay.
it has a lock on it, and it's in there. So
So you can't get it
no, I can't get it. And
without a crowbar.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
I'd have to spin a very fantastic tale to try to get it out. She comes home and there's this like it's just smashed open.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, okay, but your doctor gave it to you. Your healthcare
Yes, he did.
professional.
however, I think the idea would be that if and when I were to ingest the Cialis, I would be with her anyway.
Sure.
So
So she doesn't. She needs to administer.
yes, I guess so.
Right. Yeah, because if she leaves you, You're
I-
like a gremlin. You know what I mean?
I like drugs.
He
I'll
doesn't
just
want to
try it.
give you
Yeah. She comes,
Cialis unsupervised.
she comes home, my erection's just sticking out of the front door.
It's through the mail
Yeah,
slot.
through the mail slot.
You're
Exactly.
like, we don't even have a
Hey,
mail. We didn't have a mail slot.
I wouldn't
until
mind I wouldn't mind putting my erection in a mail slot,
mail.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I do know what you mean.
And I told you my Yohimbe story.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jim, just to give you the broad strokes on that one,
Jimmy.
what happened with that is there is a herbal Viagra called Yohimbe, and years ago,
Strokes, he said.
I
I don't even know what you just said.
fuck.
He said, give me the broad strokes.
Yeah, you son of
Fuck yeah.
and a broad slot too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I took this Yohimbe. A friend of mine had some in a big bottle, and he was like, "This is like herbal Viagra," and I was kind of teasing him. I was like, "Anything you buy at like the bodega or at GNC is not going to work." So to be funny, I took the entire bottle like in front of him. I ate like 40 of these things, and I was like, nothing's going to happen. And then I went to bed. I woke up 4 hours later, and I was covered in sweat, and I was ice cold, and my penis felt like it was about 120 degrees. Throbbing. I thought
About to explode.
I thought I was going to have to go to like the hospital and have them just like cut it off or something. I don't know what was going to happen. I mean, I was laying in bed, and finally after like, I don't know, I was in like a fever dream. I managed to like sort of manipulate it manually, and I got one out. And then I was like, I could see
you were able to overpower it.
I mean,
eventually after a struggle,
I was riding
able to overpower it.
I was riding the snake there, literally. And then I got a second one out, and then I think I probably self-administered maybe 7 times, and then it finally went down. But like I had to work the next day. I called out.
Wow.
I was like, I couldn't. Why didn't go to bed all night? I was up all night long, like sweating. And so after that, I told this friend of mine, I was like, hey, I owe you an apology. Like I will never, ever, ever. So to answer your question, James, number one, I'm interested. I didn't even know that, I mean, how would I know?
He mentioned in a previous super chat, or actually, no, you know what? That was in a DM. He had DM'd me about that he was getting a divorce.
Right.
And that he wanted, I think he was mostly joking, but wanted advice about getting into Gay for Pay.
Yeah, sure.
And, an adult film.
Sure.
Yeah.
OnlyFans is very accommodating of all of that. I
believe he's divorced.
I just recently joined a new OnlyFans just to check her out because she showed up in my Facebook feed, which is just funny to me. So her name is Jessie Love, LUV. She's covered in tattoos, glasses. I mean, it's fine, but it's interesting because she has 2 tiers of OnlyFans. She has like one OnlyFans that's like free, but everything's a la carte.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Yeah, but then there's another one that it's 12
included, but
$12.99, and you get all of her content.
Did you do that one?
I did.
What? And did you get a lot of content? Because I've only done that once or twice, and never again because I didn't get hardly anything for.
Well,
it was like $8, but it was like just stuff that you could see basically as hardcore as stuff you'd see on Instagram.
No, because number one, I believe like in the description they have to sort of tell you what the content's going to be, and I think if you call Patreon, OnlyFans, and you like pitch to fit, I think they would probably like the person with the account would get in trouble like for like
there were no nipples.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
They do an audit.
This tranny's got the smallest cock I've ever seen.
Right.
Sorry, transgender is only sorry.
Transgender American.
Yeah, transgender American mulatto.
Yeah.
But so that's the point is like, but this one was like, my content is, BG boy, girl, boy, blah, 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 blah.
PG-13.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. PG-9 maybe.
Right.
But so she goes basically, and then you can see on the media. By the way, I think the OnlyFans website is so horribly designed. I don't even know.
Well, because they can't do an app because they're not allowed in any app stores.
Right.
So it's like it's all browser based, right?
Yes, it is. But it's like when you open a video, like the video opens up in the middle of the page, and then like, I don't know, whatever. Maybe
Are you on a desktop?
No, I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone. Okay.
Which I have used an iPad for some of the content also. Yeah. But anyway, so I joined in. You can click on her media, and her media, she has like 450 clips or something.
Okay,
and
nice.
It was, and there's a lot of
get something going there.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in there. I mean, she's really she's
prolific.
yeah, it's a lot of content that I like the boy girl stuff, blah blah. But it is funny though. I always hate like it's always the same guy, and
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
guy,
They got to switch up the guy.
yeah, and the guy's always like kind of like this guy's like tattoos in his hands,
Sure.
and he's kind of
They
paunchy.
should do, and maybe we
Go
could
ahead.
sort
Yep.
of spearhead this
Yep.
thing, but
Yep.
like an exchange, like a stunt cock exchange program where they can rotate guys, because it's always the same guy.
Well, what I think the problem with yes, I agree, but I think the problem is like I don't know where this Jessie Love lives, but if she lives in like I don't know, Portland, Oregon, or
Tucson?
Albuquerque or Tucson, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Then like you've got to find other.
Sure, but there's OnlyFans is so huge now.
Yeah, but I mean, like you'd have to fly people in. Like I think okay, because
you would just find. I'm just talking in a local area, so Tucson, Flagstaff. You know what I mean? I'm talking like a metropolitan area.
Okay, and just
maybe there's 8 guys.
And FYI, Tucson's nowhere near Flagstaff.
Or wait, Phoenix. Wait, Phoenix and Tucson are close, right?
Yeah, close-ish.
Phoenix, it's not like but Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh yeah, and then Flagstaff is like totally.
Yeah, it's way up in the woods. Yeah, exactly. Phoenix, Chandler, Scottsdale, perhaps. Oh yeah, you would find total. That's
what I'm saying. Like
there are plenty of skanks.
Yeah, within a 4-hour drive.
I agree.
Right?
What I have learned, from people that come on this show or whatever, is that a lot of times what people will do is they'll go to like these conventions and they line up other content providers. Like
they go to XBiz or whatever.
Yeah. Like what's her name?
Exotica,
the one that does the show here with the long black hair, Cassie Black.
Sure.
Like she had mentioned, like when there's one of these, what you just said, like one of these conventions that's in town,
right?
She'll go like meet, and they'll have a hotel room, and then they'll create content, and they'll
right.
But it's like but to see some girl, and it's like always the same boyfriend, and he's got like dumb hand tattoos and like kind of receding hairline, and and they're just like
a lot of times they don't even show the guy too. It's like just POV stuff, which I'm not a fan of.
No, although I will say I would. Maybe that I would if it's a guy, I guess you're right. Although I will say it's either POV or it's like they put the camera like on a table, like 8 feet away, and they just do what they're gonna do.
It's like a profile on a hotel bed.
Yeah, it's like a wide shot. It's some comfort, and then you can still see like the little comfort in like check-in policy, like piece of like table tent thing that's there, right? Yeah, next to like things to do in Rochester. Yeah, so I'm with you on that one. It doesn't really make a whole lot of it. Yeah. So, but this like for example, Aza Akira, sure, we all know she's an Asian porn star gal. She on her OnlyFans, all of her content is free. So it's all well. I mean, hold on, sorry.
Meaning,
what I mean
you
is
pay a subscription.
You pay like $15 a month or something, and then you get more. Now, if you're going to charge $15 and then also have stuff that's going to be like $40, $30,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
That's a little egregious.
Hey, real quick, we got a chat from our boy Butch. He says Chad was wearing an Equinox hat yesterday. I hope he wasn't taunting you. Not cool.
No. You know what, Chad? It's back on.
He's always been wearing. He always wears an Equinox hat.
Does he really?
Yeah, but I don't think he goes to Equinox.
No, I don't think he can. I don't think he has a credit. I don't think he's a credit rating for Equinox.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that? Do they do a hard inquiry when you?
I'll tell you one thing. Equinox? When you join Equinox, it's a lot of fucking paperwork. They make it seem it's like you're buying a timeshare or something. So I do understand. No, yeah, you know what? I do take that personally, Butch.
Yeah,
and
it's an attack.
I will now say that I'm going to dox Chad. If I knew the homeless shelter where he lived, I would give that phone number and just ask for Chad, the unfunny convicted felon. And there you go. No, I don't know if he's doing. Although I will say,
I think this guy's goofing around.
No, I don't like. No. I don't care how
this Butch fella. I think is horsing around.
I don't care how unstable he is.
Yeah,
we're not horsing around here. All right. You may think I'm being Philly, and I don't mean to nag you. But I will say, I do think it's very douchey to wear like like if you're not a member of something, then don't wear that.
I would argue it might be a little douchey regardless.
Well,
but,
yes, I agree. I don't really need to wear like a my gym, like will I wear my 24-hour fitness blazer?
My Blink lanyard, my Blink polo shirt.
Yeah, I'll say I would tell you, like I was a member of it's like there used to be New York sports clubs all over New York, and now there's only like a couple of them since COVID.
Right. Yeah.
But I was a member of one out in Brooklyn on 9th Street, and I had this trainer. It was fine. It was a really dumpy gym, but who cares? And there was one guy that would always come in there, and he would wear like let's just say it's February, right? The guy would come in his like jacket and like boots, like it's like he was day laboring all day, and then at the end of his day, he would come in.
Yeah.
He had his little phone, and he would put on like bachata music,
Fun.
and he would shadow box in front of like the mirror, and then once in a while do giant backflips. Like it was wild.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah, he was like it was wild to watch him. He would come
Holy
in.
shit. And was he in non-gym attire? Like, was he wearing like
He
denim?
he wouldn't even take off his like wool hat or
Yeah.
like his gloves. He was like he
There's
was just,
always like a weirdo or two like
oh
that.
god, yeah. I mean, my gym's full of weirdos. But
I
yeah,
had a great one the other.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
gonna love this.
Yep.
I can't believe I didn't tell you about this. I don't now. I haven't been going into the gym. I've been working out at home. But when I was going to the gym more, I'm on a machine. I don't know what machine I'm on, but right next to me is the thing where you do like the little
calf raises.
calf raise thing.
Uh-huh.
And there's this like, I'm gonna say 50 plus gay Latin guy.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's so great.
And
And I'm right next to him, like doing, I think I'm doing like the little curl thing or whatever. And he, like, this guy is in a world of his own. And he's got like his headphones on.
thank you for that.
And I would imagine he was listening to like salsa or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is what he's doing. He's alternating between doing the lifts
Uh-huh.
and doing like super gay sex noises. Like he's going like, oh, like that,
God.
right? While he's doing the lift. And then in between sets, he steps back and he's doing like this fucking like aggressive salsa dance. It was like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that is the greatest thing.
It was so, I'm like,
But
I think normally people might maybe at other, heterosexual might be weirded out. I've loved every second of it.
By the way, make a recording of that and send it to Mr. Sullivan because
Oh my God.
he'll never not be
He was like,
hard
"Oh,
again. Oh, that's fucking hot.
And like you could hear the salsa pumping in his wireless earbuds.
Yeah.
And then the like fully like I'm receiving, like I'm bottoming.
Yeah. Like he's just really I want he's like, well, he's probably practicing. You want to
I
like
think he was doing like Kegels or something.
'cause
Like, but like what purpose would that, I mean,
I have to think like
what the fuck?
if you're getting bottomed, if you're getting fucked in the ass, excuse me for being so crude,
Right.
but I have to think you have to like almost performatively like make a
Oh,
noise
100%.
because otherwise you're just gonna be like, oh, ow, ow. Like you almost have to be like, ooh, yeah, that ooh.
No, but I think
like,
I think it's natural. I think they probably are loving it. Because any dudes I know that are like that, of that ilk, are, I mean, they're letting everybody know, like,
Yeah.
I'm open for business.
Oh God. Speaking of gyms, I get two things about my gym.
Uh-huh.
Number one, this is something that happens a lot at my gym. Do you know what the leg abduction machine is? You sort of put your legs in, you squeeze them together.
Yeah.
Well, apparently
I do both versions. I go in and out.
All right, slow down here.
Speaking of,
how hard can a guy get?
Speaking of power bombs.
Speaking of power bombs, but there's a apparently there's a gay influencer, like a fitness guy,
Okay.
and he was saying that the best way to use that machine is you basically look. I know it's hard
with a guy on it with you.
Yeah, to ship it to Key West, right? Put it on a boat, and float around out in the ocean, and just fucking
right.
Put it. No, the guy. Okay. So and I know we're a lot of people are listening, so it's hard to explain, but like
they can imagine
instead of sitting in it with your legs facing out, like like a V.
Yeah.
What this guy says is you turn your body around and you face it.
Oh my
You face the
God.
pad, and then you put your legs in sort of like upside
and then
down.
you're going out or in?
Out and in.
Out and in.
And,
well, but is the tension out or in?
Well, you can change it. You can change the tension.
For
you can
me,
flip the pad.
Oh, so I'm used to there's two separate machines that are right next to each other.
Okay.
So you would just pop over to the next machine.
Yeah. Well, this one is either you flip the leg pad, but here's the thing: you're not allowed at Crunch. You can't use the equipment like incorrectly.
Okay.
So And apparently, like this influencer, like this is a
He's
great,
causing trouble.
it's a great exercise for bottoms. So if you
Okay.
see anybody doing this, you're like, oh, look at that guy over there trying to beef up his bottom game.
Okay.
And but it's
Oh
a big
my
problem.
God.
So the trainers will go over, but it's a weird, like my gym is weird because like just nobody really works there. They just happen to be like there's only trainers that are training
Well,
people.
yeah, they're typically the only ones on the floor, or maybe there'll be a guy like sweeping up or something.
Yeah, there's
but
not like one person walking around being like, I'm sorry, excuse me. you're-
Otherwise, they're at the front desk.
yeah,
typically.
Yes, typically, right. But this guy is, and you see it happen a lot to the point where there's now a sign next to it, like, we know what you're up to.
Oh, you gaylords using,
yeah, guys,
using the machine wrong.
you're gonna blow out your O-ring, and then there goes your summer. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happens in my gym all the time now, and it's
Mhm.
every time I go in there, 50 Cent. Hey, did they pee, honey?
Oh,
It's okay. All right, love you, kiddo. Have fun. It's my daughter, everybody. She's going to rehearsal.
there she goes.
And I just got a text message. Woo, everything's happening.
Jennifer. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Jennifer, what's the last name? B, or I'm just curious.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Jennifer B.
Oh, cool. Far out. All right.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so but the other my microphone fell. All right, love you, gorgeous. Have fun. No, you're fine. I'm talking to you. It's okay. It's fine. People.
we can adapt.
Yeah. See, everybody, I'm straight. There's a kid I had.
Yeah.
Shows you, Jim
He-
Sullivan.
He, was at least
straight for
straight one,
yeah,
two
for
times, at
30
least two
yeah,
times.
well, and frankly, the second time was a lot of effort. Kept losing it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gross.
Mhm.
Anyway, so but the other person who's always in my gym now is 50 Cent
Oh, 50 Cent he goes there, huh?
all the time. Every time I come in there now, he's
Well,
in the
that's fun.
gym.
He must have like an entourage with him.
Well, I'll tell you, it's
I
interesting.
thought he was based in Houston now.
Well, here's what
He
I'm
just
thinking.
opened like a huge facility. I know, and he's like the who's the guy in Atlanta?
Master-
Medea.
Master P.
No,
Not too old.
no, the
Oh.
Medea
Oh,
guy.
Tyler Perry?
He's like the Tyler
How
Perry
you
of,
doing?
but he's
Uh,
in which, by the way, I watched Medea this Christmas.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Wow, how-
I had never seen a Medea movie.
no, of course you hadn't.
And I was like, we're watching fucking Medea.
It's horrible, right?
Yeah. And it was bad, but it was like so bad it was good.
Yeah, but
It
I
was
think,
everything I wanted it to be.
yeah, but I don't think. I think because you're white, you're able to enjoy it ironically. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I can say for a fact my girlfriend did not enjoy, like,
Yeah,
she did not enjoy it as much. But she said, no, you got to watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman or whatever. She's like, that's the classic. But I'm like, it's Christmas and I want to watch a Christmas movie, so let's watch
well,
Medea
funny you
Stole
should say
Christmas
that.
or whatever.
I know that it's a little early now, but I do know they're currently in production on Diary of a Mad Black Santa Claus,
Is that right?
which is going to be yeah,
Mad Black Elf.
yeah. He's like, you've been bad this year. You ain't getting shit.
It's fucking great. Honestly, like it was. I don't even know if I thought it was funny. Ironically, I think I might have thought it was actually kind of, because you can tell, like Tyler Perry just does whatever. Like it's a lot of it's improv, so it's just like him saying crazy shit. Because nobody's gonna be like, "Cut! What the fuck?" I mean, he's
Yeah.
like, he's the director. He's
Hey,
everything.
TP, can I see you out by Craft Services? TP.
I think I might have genuinely enjoyed it.
Here's the thing about Tyler Perry movies is the only one that I've ever really almost sat through, and this was amazing to me, was I forget the movie, but it was all of these incredibly good-looking black people, and they had these jobs. Maybe it could have been the Mad Black Woman one, because everyone had a job where like every scene was like this 28-year-old black guy with like an 8-pack is on like a private jet,
Yeah.
and he's going to like, I got a meeting in Luxembourg or what. I don't know where. Probably not.
Yeah.
That should be awesome. But like, my point is like these jobs don't exist. These people, I'm not saying that black people can't be very wealthy and they can't have private jets.
Oh, you
but
know 50 Cent. He's right in your gym.
he's a good friend of mine. It's actually funny. But they're also, these black people, unbelievably shiny. Like just coated. I'm like, what is this lotion? But it's right. They're creamy and shiny. They're not like shiny.
Well, because you don't want to be ashy.
No,
right. So we
no.
don't have to so much, because even if we're ashy, you're not going to see it, right?
No.
But
Tyler
no.
Perry's like in that director's chair, and he's like, you need some more Jergens.
Yeah, more cocoa butter.
More cocoa butter. Their
but
cocoa
it's-
butter
yeah,
budget must be more than like the budget for the cameras.
for sure.
He's like, he does one of those like behind the actor's studio things, and he's like, we use 800 billion gallons of cocoa
Yeah,
butter.
but I also think too, it's like the the color, your melanin or whatever, like the fact that you're darker, if you're a little bit shiny, it like shows up more. Whereas like pale skin, I don't think you see it as much.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but these are just every scene with
Yeah,
like
very shiny, hot, shiny, rich black people.
Yeah. And I'm like, who are these people? Like, who are these people? Racist.
Who are the ad wizards that came up with this one?
Racist Jerry Seinfeld.
Right.
These people, to think
Or
200 years
probably
ago.
could just say Jerry Seinfeld at this point. He's got some antiquated ideas.
I hate Jerry Seinfeld so much.
Yeah, he's bad.
He's such a jerk off.
I used to love him, and it's like, oof.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I never even loved him to begin with.
I really liked him, and I'm like, oh, you're just like a cranky.
Yep.
You're just a cranky guy with a lot of cars.
Why can't you? Yeah. And also, like, I know that this is sort of like a tired trope, but like when you get to be so rich, like, what do you even give a shit anymore? Like, who cares?
I have a theory on this.
Go ahead, please.
So this is my theory. And I think it's people like that because it's exposure. They're not exposed to any like normal people, I think, for so long that they forget. So like, if you're, and I'm not saying everybody is like this, but certain guys that are worth like, upwards of $1 billion, I think they're only around like other people that are like them.
And also,
so they just lose touch, I think.
And also, okay, for example, right now in my personal life, I'm having a lot of problems right now. Personal, nothing like, my marriage isn't falling apart. Everything's fine in that department. I'm just having issues with
Cialis is locked up.
Oh God, I can't even get in there. I know. I should call Jocelyn and be like, hey, what's the combination for the Cialis? She's like, why? I'm like, no reason. You hear like girls giggling in the background. I'm like, guys, it's fine. She's cool. It's cool.
You hear Genuine playing in the background.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah,
so, right. Yeah, exactly.
Like no reason. I'm just having an impromptu freak off.
Is that song where they go meow, 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 meow? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like
yeah. That's right. That's Genuine. Okay. Right.
That's like your classic kind of like I'm getting freaky song.
No, I would do like old school 2 Live Crew, like pump that pussy, pump that pussy.
You go
Miami, whatever it's called.
Yeah, like that Miami bass booty.
Yeah, right. Work that pussy.
Yeah.
Jocelyn's like, what are you doing? Are the kids home? I'm like, yeah, they're in their rooms.
Honey, I've got my freaks are over. You know not to bother me when I have my freaks over.
I'm having a Tyler Perry party, but it's girls here. But they're a bunch of shiny guys.
I got a bunch of shiny blacks.
Yeah, I got the house is full of shiny black. She comes home. There's just a coating of cocoa butter on everything.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I the other day I was doing something and like
go ahead.
I had I get dry.
Sure.
So I had like put on like some face lotion.
Sure.
Left the house and I saw it and I was like, I was fucking shiny. I was exactly what I was a shiny Caucasian.
But white shiny is not.
It didn't show up as much. But
black shiny looked really good.
Shiny. Yeah.
And it's always like, who's that guy? Like Tay Diggs is a guy that I feel like.
He's like the hunk.
Yeah, and he's always like, I gotta take my jet to Los Angeles for a marketing meeting.
Or it's either he has a private jet or he's a way too good looking UPS driver. And he's like, all the women at the beauty shop are in love with him.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other. Either you have a very regular job or you're like a mogul.
And you're 32.
Nothing in between.
Right. Yeah. And you're 30. Fuck, I was
32.
I had something to like
K Diggs, shiny,
no,
private jet.
No.
Trying to backtrack.
I know.
Your life, your personal life is
yes, thank you. There you go. Well, yeah. My personal life is falling apart.
You said something to that effect.
We're dealing with this insurance situation in my apartment, and it's kind of like, but I feel like I say this a lot, but to your point, sorry for that, everybody, but like the person that we're kind of having to engage with this is somebody who is pretty wealthy. They're not, we're not, they're not worth like $150 billion, but they, and because that person is not sort of getting their way, and we're not doing what they want us to do, they can't really, it's really like putting a real fucking wrench in the works because they don't really, because my feeling is, because I've had lots of people, friends in my life or whatever, and that have way more money than I do.
Yeah.
And those people, they're just kind of used to always getting their way.
Yeah.
Because if you're picking up the check, you go to that restaurant. If you are paying for the movie, you go to that movie. If it's your vacation house, then you do this thing. Like you don't do the other, like everything that when you reach a certain level in your life financially, everything that you do in your life, unless someone is a bigger baller than you are, I guess.
Unless it's like, your friends are all very wealthy, which I guess that happens too. But
it does. But I think when you're wealthy, I think there's a certain, you always have people that have less than you do, and those people, they want the experiences that you can provide for them financially. So they'll sort of acquiesce to what you want to do. For example, if this person says to you, hey, let's go out to lunch, they're going to pick up the check, but at the same time, you're going to go to their restaurant. So you're going to go have even if you don't want to have Greek food, you're going to have Greek food or whatever, you know what I mean? And so anyway, so I'm just sort of agreeing with what you said, but it is kind of funny because I'm noticing now with a couple of different things with this person, like they've said a couple of things like, I want you to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And I believe one sentence I said was, you have no dominion over me.
Right.
You have no dominion.
And usually these people at that level, when there's any kind of like feud or any kind of like negotiation, they're probably usually like barking orders to their guy,
right,
to give the orders to you, whereas you guys are actually directly talking.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times you're very insulated, kind of similar to the Seinfeld thing that I was saying, is like you become so insulated. So like you're not really dealing with any regular people. The closest to a regular person is the person you pay several hundreds of thousands of dollars
to deal with regular people.
So you're actually never, but I don't think this person is that, but
no, yeah.
But it's my point is like it probably is not used to actually even negotiating directly with anybody, because this is more of a personal problem.
Yes, exactly.
Than like a business thing.
Yeah. Right. And now, but it seems to sort of be righting itself in terms of like the right people that represent the various situations are sort of talking to each other now. So it seems like it's all it's going to work out, one way or another. But we have to move out of here in 6 weeks. So we will be doing this show. Actually, I didn't tell you this, but and hopefully this doesn't fuck up your schedule, because I knew you have a lot more going on now. But I'd like to do the show every Friday from Six Flags.
Oh, that's great.
Down in New Jersey. So there's a bus that gets us down there, and it's gonna burn your Friday. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
and I don't. Can we have?
We'll probably have to meet at a shuttle, and then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've got I have there's a dossier. There's some papers. And can we put a lot?
Sounds fun.
We're gonna need GoPros because I want to do all of these on roller coasters.
Oh yeah, I think that's great.
Okay.
On like the big like swing, the big elastic.
Yeah, that
open the show with a big drop.
God, you know what I watch on Instagram, and this is very funny to me, is when they do those slingshot videos. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where they'll have a camera on somebody, and what they'll do is, and this to me is really funny because you get a real fucking reaction. So imagine
the prank.
Yes.
Yeah.
So imagine
I've seen those. Okay. That is rude.
So for the audience, this is what happens. You get two people and you put them in their seats. And this slingshot, for those of you who don't know, all it is it's like a little fucking metal ball with like a cage harness, and it has two giant pieces of elastic, and it shoots you up like 300 feet in the air, and you come back. It's like a giant bungee jump, but you shoot up and you come down. So anyway, so what they do is, and I don't think the guys that, and they always film it so that when you're done, you can buy the camera or you can buy the footage of it. And by the way, worth every penny if you buy it. And so, and I think sometimes if people get in there and they realize the guys running the carnies, if you will, that are running this ride or experience, however you want to call it, those guys will see and they'll go, oh, this girl's nervous, this guy's nervous. And what they'll do is, as they're locked in, as they're about to go up, they may have like another 20 seconds left in the thing, and they go, hold on, your seatbelt's broken. We have to fix your seatbelt. It's broken. Your harness is not clucked in enough. You have to click in your harness. And the people start to at some point there's going to be video of somebody who just dies because they're
or has a heart attack.
Yes, exactly right. Just so out of their fucking mind. because you watch the thing and they're like, they start screaming
Mhm.
and then they get shot up into the air. And the whole time they think they're going to die. And they come back.
Yes.
Yeah. And they come back down. And then the guy running the thing in like an opiate haze is like, I was just playing with you. I was just having some fun.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen those.
Yeah. You know, my son died in a fire a week ago, and I'm just ever since then. This is the only thing that makes me smile right now is watching people like you.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say the big titty slingshot. There's a couple of videos going around with girls with big jugs on and so as they're going, forget if it's up or down, but one of them the boobs come up and then it's like
that's awesome.
Fun. Yeah, it's like Hooters on a slingshot.
Yeah, no, I will. The last year and a half ago, we went down to Florida and we went to Disney World, and then and then my daughter and I. This is pretty obnoxious, but we went to Busch Gardens in Tampa.
Okay,
and which is it's like an old school amusement park, and they have a safari there and everything. And there's a couple of Busch Gardens just all over the country, and this is I don't know whatever. This is one is down in Tampa, and I actually paid to do the VIP tour.
Okay,
which means you get like a person that works for the place, and they just walk around with you, and whatever you want to eat or drink, and the food is delicious. No, I'm just kidding. But how much funnel cake can you eat?
Yeah.
Trust me, I kept telling my daughter, you better eat more funnel cake. This is very expensive. But they walk you around, and you can eat and drink whatever you want, and then you go on any ride you want to go on as many times as you want, and you don't wait in line. So
it's the front of the line kind of liaison thing.
Yes, but it's it's the kind of thing. And the woman was telling me, I said, who else does this? And she was like, well, David Hasselhoff. Whoa, excuse me. Okay.
Weren't you able to get something too because of or maybe you didn't do this, but you could have because of your disability?
I have done that before. Yes. Yeah. I just,
that's pretty sweet.
I didn't want to risk having. I didn't know what it. And by the way,
right, because you don't know if that's not like a luxury thing. That's like you're tying up probably government resources or something.
Put it a couple of years ago. We went to Hershey Park, which is a euphemism for my asshole. But we went to Hershey Park, and I did that where I brought the orange and white stick and the sunglasses, and you get to the front of the line, and it's fine. But the way you get to the front of the line is they bring you to the exit. Gotcha. So you basically everyone gets off. So you don't usually. What I wanted to do was I wanted us to sit in the very front row of every roller coaster, because I believe if you're going to go on a roller coaster, you sit in the very front. It's the most fun. You have to sit in the very front of the roller coaster. Otherwise,
because it's like the illusion of you don't see them.
Yes.
You're just like
there was
falling off a cliff.
We did something there called like this steel GNU and it's not the name of it, but it's something like that, like steel something. My daughter could tell you the name of it, but it was a roller coaster that was wooden and then they made it steel. And the cart you were in was still like an old school, like it wasn't one of the ones that had like a harness going over your shoulders. It was one of the ones you sat in with like a little bar. And this thing, it was the highest roller coaster. I want to say in America or fucking Florida or whatever. It was very fucking high. And my daughter and I did this thing, and we went and we basically went and we sat on the front of this thing, and it was so hilariously high. And that when you got up there, and only thing that kept you in the seat was like this bar over your legs. And I just remember laughing and being like, how the fuck are we not going to fall out of this thing? Like it was
probably gravity, right? The way that it's designed.
I mean, I'm here, right? I mean, it was clearly.
No, sometimes they are terrifying, but it's like the way that the momentum.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
physics and
things of that nature. Yeah, exactly. Somebody with a T-square, some egghead.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that was a lot of fun. But it was funny because I spent, I mean, not to be obnoxious, but I think it was $700 a person.
Jesus.
I know. But listen, I was an alcoholic for many years in my daughter's life.
So this is you're making up for. You're probably square now, right?
Oh yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
I made her give me $300 back.
Yes.
I said, I believe my alcoholism damaged your childhood for $1,100.
Yeah.
But
and then so change.
This is $1,400. So I'll need $300 back. Don't ask your mother for it. Just give it to me directly, because that's Daddy's Gallagher's money.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we did that. But it was funny because I remember we were going around and we went in the middle of the week and there was nobody fucking there. So we could have. I could.
Oh
have,
Jesus!
I
So
know.
you didn't even need to do that.
Pretty much. I mean, put it this way.
They're like, right this way, Mister.
Yeah. They're probably looking at me
"Oh,
like,
fuck.
wow, this guy must be what does he have, like 6 weeks to live? Like,
Mhm,
why
yeah.
did he, why did he do this thing? And I remember the girl bringing us around all of our rides was very, very cute. She was like this 23-year-old little blonde, like Florida, like
Yeah,
kind of
Floridian,
little trailer
broad.
trailer park rat.
Mhm.
I was like, where? I remember I said, hey, what town are you from? And she was like, I'm from like Port Everglades. She's like, it's about an hour and a half south of here, but
Mhm.
that's where my people are. I was like, oh, your people, huh?
Yeah,
I said,
fan boat operators.
yeah. Would you ever get fingered by an alligator? You ever get fingered by an alligator? Oh my God! And should we say hello to anybody or what's going on?
You know,
Yeah, just
yeah,
I mean,
we
I
don't
know.
say hi to nobody unless they fucking
Oh, that's how it
pony
goes.
up.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, we could say. I mean,
Just
do we want to? Oh, actually, yeah, it has been. Let's click over. Hey to our boy Paul.
Hi, Paul. Hey, Paul.
He's always the first in the
he's the
fucking
best.
chat.
I love
He's like a
If it's-
teacher's pet.
If it's my Paul in,
Oh, not that Paul.
oh, the other
Not,
Paul.
No, not
I like that
different
Paul.
Paul.
Well, all you Pauls are great.
English Paul.
Oh yeah, English
Hi to
Paul.
Roy.
Hello, Roy.
Hi to Butch. I haven't seen Butch in here before.
I know,
He's
Butch.
new, I
It's
think.
nice to see you, Butch.
Hi to James. But unless they put a comment, hi to Gil, unless they do a comment, we don't see what their name is. So,
Okay, fair enough.
Hi to Joe.
Okay.
So I'm just only shouting out the people that make comments.
Is it Joe DeRogan?
I think it's Joe DeRogan.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's Joe Scott.
Hi, Joe.
He said, don't forget the Lady Boys.
Oh,
I don't know what we were talking about, but we'd never forget the Lady Boys. How could you?
Lainey is the woman who's our PR person for, whenever you see somebody on the show that's trans or an adult person.
I mean, at this point, anytime you see somebody on the show,
Except
and it's not Howard.
If it isn't
not
Howard,
Lainey
there
provided them.
So I just got some invitation from Lainey for like Tori Easton. She's a porn. Is
it the thing for tonight?
It is tonight.
Oh God, the trans party.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Are you going?
No.
What do you want to wear? Let's
I'm
go.
I'm gonna wear white linen. No, it's
not Memorial Day yet. Do not wear white linen. You're going to embarrass yourself at the trans party.
What do you call it?
You can wear cream or ecru.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you call it?
I don't know. What do you call it?
It's like I thought it was like a party for. It's like basically like a strip club, but trans chicks.
It's a trans strip club.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is like, all right.
That's hilarious.
I know. I'm not going. I mean, clearly, I'm not going because I'm not like, oh, I'm not going. I just wouldn't go. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone have fun. But I looked at the picture of Tori Easton. I was like, yeah, there you go.
It's the girl. What was her name? She was here.
Very tall.
I think Tori Easton is not trans.
Tori Easton is trans. I promise
Tori
you.
Easton is?
Yes.
Oh, the tall one. I'm thinking of there's
Sheena
a different
Easton?
Tori. Yeah, I'm
Sheena
thinking
Easton.
of Sheena Easton.
Right.
No, the what do you call it?
From the Pleasure Principle?
What do you call it?
I don't know.
Athena Parisi, the one. Remember, she brought the guy from Chicago, or she's also from Chicago.
Yes.
It's her thing too.
Okay.
That was what I saw the name on the.
So I don't know if it's like these trans girls, if they kind of go on tour like comics do, if they kind of like show up in town and they kind of take over a.
Bless you.
Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. These allergies are really bad. I'm sorry.
Right.
Please excuse us, or me in particular.
Sure.
But I wonder if they do this, then they go and do like I don't know, Philadelphia, or they go to here. If it's like a tour, does that make sense? Or if they just,
I don't know, because it's a New York, it's a New York thing,
right? But that girl that had that gay guy, the one that came in,
Athena Parisi.
Thank you.
Yeah,
they
her gay husband.
Yeah, they lived in LA, didn't they?
I think she was based in Chicago now, because he lived in Chicago. He was like a finance guy,
right.
And then she had just relocated to be with like her best friend.
Do I remember him smelling wonderful?
Oh, he smelled amazing.
He really
and
did.
Speaking of shiny, like very shiny, flowy shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And put down easily a bottle and a half of rosé.
Oh yeah.
Just drank it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Good for him.
Real quick, this is something I'm gonna have to address, I guess. Roy Cohen S. where it says, Andy, were you really a road comic? Explain, please. Who told you that, Ray? I refuse to answer until you tell me who told me. Who
A
told you
road
that?
comic.
Like a comedian.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A road dog.
Road dog.
Are you
Just answer in the free chat, and then I can explain, I guess, if you want. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if he's I don't know if
all right.
he's I don't know when that would have been spoken about.
I remember you. Well, I mean, I don't mean to like.
Yeah,
bury
no,
the
it's
lead,
fine.
but
It's not like a secret, but I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But in the early 2000s, yes,
Yeah.
I did stand up.
yeah, it went
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course you did.
Mhm.
Went around.
But yeah, but I lived in the Midwest, and so that's how I became a big comedy fan. And you said it on an old episode. Wow, it must have been very old.
Yeah. The way, yeah.
But yes, yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I remember I told you years ago.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought everybody forgot.
Well,
I was kind of hoping everybody forgot.
Well, there's that crowd work video of you from 2001.
Right. This was like there wasn't even really
Well, this
people
is
weren't even really doing YouTube at that like the years I was active.
the video I'm thinking of was a sepia toned. It was like an old
Yes.
and
I was wearing a
yeah,
coonskin
you were,
hat.
you were wearing a straw
Yes,
boater.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember it was in
Mhm.
Minneapolis, and some girl said something. You go, with the chest on you, we're not in the Twin Cities, we're in the Twin Titties.
Uh-huh.
And the fucking place lost
Fucking
it.
erupted.
It was done.
Yeah.
You said, I don't mean to. You're one of the best audiences I've ever seen. And then you just went. You got big fucking tits.
Mhm.
Then you called her a dirty Jew, and that was the end of your career.
Right.
That was it.
I got canceled before people ever got canceled.
People.
You get promoted back then.
It was so long ago. You got canceled. People had to write into NBC.
Uh-huh. Yes.
People had to write in.
Send snail mail.
Right.
Yep.
Care
Yep,
of.
yep.
The mail room at NBC.
Right.
All these guys like smoking cigarettes in suits are like, this Adam kid's gonna ruin us. We just lost Tropel toothpaste. They're one of our big sponsors.
Right.
Oh, don't worry, Chesterfield's coming in.
Right.
All right.
Oh, Ovo writes, Brian, what was the porn star Charlie Chase like? Did you work with Charlie Chase?
Oh, I did. Wow.
Okay. I like Charlie Chase.
You remember her?
I do remember. I got to look her up to see if she's who I'm thinking of. But she's pretty chesty, if I remember.
Yes.
Correctly.
Here's an interesting thing about Charlie Chase. Now, okay. Number one, there are, and I could be mistaken, it's been a little bit of time. I think there are 2 Charlie Chases out there.
Oh, maybe that's.
But if the one you're thinking of is the one that I worked with, in Ovio, if you're thinking of the one that has dark hair, she has huge tits, and she was in my the porn Olympics thing that I did. What the hell is it called? It was called like the Sex World Games. You can find it on YouPorn. And the Quest for the Golden Dildo. There was all these girls. It was during the Olympics, and we had all these girls compete for a golden dildo. And we had this one girl, Renee Cruz, who's this little Spanish girl. And I remember like we gave her the golden dildo, and she was like, "Am I going to put this in my ass?" And I said, "I don't know. Let's see how the day goes." And then we realized it had been sprayed with like a very toxic spray paint.
What?
So
my God.
Well, we were going to put it in her ass, and then
her insides are metallic now.
Yeah, she's like the Tin
shit.
Man. With the thoughts, I'd be thinking I could be.
I'm looking her up, and it seems to just be the one.
Okay.
So, and that's the one I think I'm thinking of.
Well, I will tell you a couple of things. Number one, I actually, more than a lot of these girls, I spent a fair amount of time with her because she was actually dating.
You got stuck in an elevator.
If that's what you want to call it. And by elevator, I mean her tight snatch.
Yeah.
No, she was dating Barrett Blade.
Fun.
And so when I first hired Barrett, we went to a Mexican place in Woodland Hills in the Valley, and then he brought her, and then we shot together. And then a couple of times Barrett shot for me, and she was there. So she was super nice, very nice girl. I think she has a big tattoo on top of her vagina, I believe, maybe. I mean, that would be so unusual, I guess.
I just remember her because there was a clip where it was like kind of a gonzo thing where it was just a guy following her with a camera, and she was like in a fucking like a place, not like a rest stop, but like some place where like it was like a gravel pit or something where truckers were pulling their trucks up.
There you go.
And they were really walking around to real guys and being like, "You want to grab my tits? You want to blah blah blah." Like nobody had sex with her or anything, but it was just like this wild situation where it was just these bunch of horned up truckers and like guys working at like a warehouse dock or whatever. and just Charlie Chase running around and guys just losing their minds, going like they couldn't believe that it was just they didn't know who she was or anything,
Sure.
but just like a chesty brunette running around.
You imagine you go up to one guy and she's like, "Hey, you want to feel my ass and tits?" And he goes, "I have daughters."
Yes.
What are you doing with your life?
I said, "Good day."
He said, "Good day." Pardon me, miss.
Ma'am.
This carburetor is not going to
Madam?
put itself together.
Right. If they were really like
Yeah, like, honey, I got
sanctimonious.
Yeah, I got 2 transmissions I got to put together. I only got the lift for another 90 minutes, and all of a sudden I got my kid for the weekend. He's got lupus.
Right.
And now you put your tits in my face?
Mhm.
That's not work, honey. I'm on the clock, sweetheart.
Right.
You come back here at 5:01. I'll put down my lunch pail and I'll give you a nice motorboat.
I'll give you what for?
Yeah, I'll give you what for. Yeah, but she was really. I thought
nice
she was
raspberry.
She was really hot. She's got to be like 40.
Yeah,
now.
she's attractive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice chesty gal.
There was her best friend was this
Big
girl.
natties.
There was this girl, Brooke. Her best friend was this girl, Brooke, not Brooke Banner. But that is also a person. But this other girl, I'm sorry. But this girl had Atlanta tattooed like as a tramp stamp.
Atlanta.
Yeah, and I remember she was fucking some rock and roll guy. It was like her best friend. And oh, you know what? Another thing Charlie Chase did too, which is really kind of wild, is do you know what kink is? I mean, I know you know what kink, but you know the sort of
like the brand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
So kink, I remember seeing this one Charlie Chase video where she's in like a library up in like San Francisco, and it's a kink thing, and she's being dragged around with like a ball gag in her mouth and like her tits like bound up with like I don't know like rubber and shit, and occasion and it was like different people in the library would grope her, and then she got fucked with a lesbian with a strap on.
Okay.
And I remember being like, there was this really fat nerdy black guy who you kept seeing like walk around, and I was like, does that guy even know like what's going on? Like this guy's kind of walking around.
Extra?
Yeah, kind of like, is this do I have to sign a release?
Featured extra?
Can I get a handful here? I know we're going to go over in a minute.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of an announcement. So I did send you. I sent you a screenshot of something.
Oh, to my phone?
Oh, fuck.
That's what but you sent it from your phone?
Yeah. So look up Adam.
So it's
blah, blah,
in
blah.
the text. Okay.
Yes, please. And
Ooh, a
just,
screenshot.
And just read the text, please.
Okay.
This is very exciting.
I love it.
This just happened yesterday, everybody. So strap in. And remember, if you're watching this show, even if you go every week, please hit the fucking thumbs up thing or like it or leave some dumb comment or whatever. And please subscribe. That's another thing to please ask you to do.
Right.
Next week is going to be a birthday show because my birthday is
your birthday.
the week from Sunday.
What do you want? What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?
I want a
cakey for birthday. I brought you a tres leches last year.
Is there a cake with just a shiny oiled black man who owns a Fortune 500 company for some reason?
Every cake.
Yeah, no kidding. More like dream cake. I like a beef cake.
What's a good cake?
You know what? To be honest with you,
pineapple upside down cake.
That would be. You know what, Jocelyn, my wife actually
makes a good.
You know what I'd like? Can I give you a little bit of a job?
Okay.
Mississippi mud pie.
Ooh, okay. All right. If you want it, I'll bring it.
See if that's something that can happen.
I'm not a huge. I mean, I would eat a sliver of that.
Oh God! If it's okay, well, when it's your birthday,
I'll just asking.
Okay.
Sure. Done and done. That's what you want.
What kind of cake do you want to eat?
No, I don't. No, actually, that sounds not bad. It just sounds very rich. It's just because we had a big meal. I'm like so stuffed. I couldn't possibly. But next week. It's next week.
I'll give you a backup.
Okay. In case I can't find
delicious carrot cake.
Ooh, done and done.
Okay, there you go. Then let's swap that.
We'll try to get you the mud.
Carrot cake first. We're gonna swip them. We're gonna switch.
I like mud cake because it's kind of like a euphemism for like
my tight asshole packed with shit.
Yeah.
Fucking.
All right, but I do love it. Yeah, carrot cake's good.
I was pushing so hard.
Might be easier to find. What about from that? There's that place up in Harlem that's like carrot cake.
If you could pull that together,
I've wanted to get one of those. All right,
there
you got it. You got
it.
Okay, so you want me? Let's read it. So it says, Brian P. McCarthy, due to the work you have done, I'm going to read this in like a very noble. Brian P. McCarthy, due to the work that you have done for the Empire, your application to join the 501st Legion has been approved.
Thank you.
Your new TK. I won't read your TK ID because Well, what if people steal your?
They can't.
Your Federation identity.
It's in there.
It says your new TK ID is 21269.
By the way, I'm not
responsible for this. If anybody.
Okay, so that's probably where you can stop.
Okay.
So essentially, I don't even know how much I've even talked about this, but the 501st is this organization, which, by the way, at this point, just start the clock on when I'm going to get kicked out. So just, it kind of starts right now. But it's an organization where it's people that dress. I know this is super dorky, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, and I'm sure I am in some capacity, but it's an organization where people dress like they're in the Empire. So you may have your snow troopers, scout troopers, storm troopers. You'll have a Palpatine, certainly a Darth Vader, Darth Maul. I mean, it just guys that are just in the Empire, in those gray outfits, Empire officers, Imperial officers rather. And it is an international organization. And what you do is to join, you have to have your costume has to be SA, which is screen accurate. So about a year ago, I reached out to RS Props, which is a company in England, and I had a Stormtrooper outfit custom made. And I do feel like I'm repeating myself with some of this shit. So then what you do is you make this outfit, and then you take photographs of yourself in it, and then you send it into them. And then the one that's in the city, or actually the garrison that
garrison.
Thank you.
So is that like the
group of
consulate?
Well, no,
the local. The garrison. What's it?
A garrison's like where a group of soldiers would be stationed.
Gotcha.
So let's say you might have a garrison on the island of or the planet of Tatooine.
An outpost.
Yes, a garrison would support. Yes, it's not a number.
I pictured garrison being like the name of a position, like
Lake Wobegon.
No, not Garrison Keillor. Like I figured, I thought it was like the person that oversees.
No,
like I have to report to my garrison.
No, a garrison is like an outpost where soldiers are.
Okay.
So there are garrisons all over the world. So
the
there's
14th Street Garrison, the Union Square Garrison.
Well, no, the Empire City Garrison. But here's the thing about the Empire City Garrison. To my understanding, there are very few members of the Empire City Garrison that are actually in Manhattan. I think there may only be 2 of us, to be honest with you.
Wow.
And everybody else is in like Nassau County, Suffolk County, Rockland County, Westchester.
About right.
They're all around the area, right?
Man caves.
But they do a lot of charity organizations. So
okay.
So for example,
it's like being in the Lions Club or something.
Kiwanis.
But like you'd have to be approved and
much cooler than that.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Right.
So, for example, like this Sunday's the 4th of May, so May the 4th, right?
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Right. So now the Yankees, they call that Star Wars Day. Okay. So the Empire City Garrison is going to have a huge contingent of stormtroopers that were going to be at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
So and also on that Sunday, different members of the same garrison are going to be at some event in Suffolk County. They're going to be in Rockland County. So these guys, and also let's say you have the March of Dimes coming up or a walkathon or whatever, and you want to raise money and you can reach out to the garrison. You can say, I would love it to support our organization for kids with cancer or whatever. We'd love to have some stormtroopers and Darth Vader. That way people can come and they take pictures or whatever. But in order to join, your outfit has to be screen accurate and you have to take pictures and it has to be like 100% like done. It can't be any kind of a bullshit thing.
Right. Well, they can't have,
Well, here's the thing.
Haphazard.
We don't have some guy showing up with like a black bucket on his head, and he's like, "I'm Darth Vader."
Yeah, and like he came from Party City or something.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, because otherwise you got to have some standards.
You 100% do. Yeah, and so
I'm with you.
Yeah. So I was going through all of this in the fall, and like I went to Comic-Con.
Yeah, this has been like an ongoing. How long of a process was that?
A year and a half, maybe. And so I know. Well, I mean, it's kind of been on and off. So so I filled out the application, but then like the guy that was in charge of like kind of reviewing applications, he was sending me emails back, and he was like, "Hey, thanks for this, but can you retake this picture? Can you retake this picture?" Which again, I get, but like. Number one, I'm kind of fucking blind. And number two, like my daughter's helping me. Like I'm not taking. So I just kind of shelved the whole thing until January. I get an email from a new guy whose name is John and lives on the Upper West Side. And this guy is like, I met him. He's super nice. He's been to the house twice now. And he helped me kind of dial in, kind of shade in the corners on stuff that I needed and everything. So we took all the, he was over here yesterday. We took all the pictures and we basically, so now that's it. So, and what he said, what he does is, which I thought was kind of cool. I mean, I don't know if this is something that I'm interested in doing, but like he has a level 3 certification of Stormtrooper.
Wow.
So his shit is on point. And he's also not like I had to get like 14 measurements and I had my thing custom made and blah blah blah. But this guy took PVC and made his own, and he sanded it
Huh.
and painted it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's a serious.
it's yeah,
You would have to. So he's heating it up maybe. And,
yeah,
Because
yeah.
PVC
Yeah,
is.
you got to like
know-
use a hair dryer
Oh,
and
so
shit.
you use that and use
Yeah.
the plastic as a. Wow.
I mean, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And by the way, you would think somebody like that is like a nightmare to be around, but he's a super nice guy. Like I know I
he's
sound
a
like
crafty guy.
he's an airline pilot. He flies for
Oh,
United.
wow.
So anyway, so my point is, what he said he does a lot of times is he'll get calls from like Lucasfilm or whatever they're producing, if it's like Andor or whatever, and they'll say, "Hey, we need stormtroopers," and they'll fly him to like
Really?
a location and
So he gets to be like an extra, like
featured a featured
know,
background artist.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
You mean a
pardon
featured
me.
background artist?
Yeah, that's what I
God.
meant to say.
Oh, man.
Like the nerdy black guy in the Charlie Chase film.
Hey, can I touch your ass? Jim? The whole time I'm
It's
watching.
funny because Roy Cohen Esquire just wrote a chat and he said, "Have you seen Andor? Amazing."
It is amazing. I have to say though, the first season was fantastic. I'm almost caught up on I'm on the 4th or 5th on the second season, and I hope more happens. It's a little there's a lot of exposition. So, but the second season, the first 5 minutes when he's trying to steal that TIE fighter is fucking cool as shit. So
Right.
yes, I like Star Wars. Whatever. Who cares?
And then Ovo says a big stripper update.
oh shit.
So, but he didn't elaborate. So maybe we'll talk about that on the Patreon.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, if you're not on the Patreon or you're not a member of the YouTube, Ovio is a friend of ours who lives in Albuquerque, and I brought him to his first strip club, and
Brian
I ruined his life.
Brian basically radicalized him
Yeah, exactly.
by bringing him to
Yeah,
a strip club. In
I'm like an imam, a Muslim imam.
uh-huh.
I'm like, no synagogue is good unless it's smoking ruins.
Right.
So anyway, all right. On that note,
Yeah.
that's what's going on. I will put a picture of myself in my here. Go through my photos for just 2 seconds, would you?
Okay.
And you'll see because I had to use one of these lights. He got up tight on me. Took all
In your
just looking photos. It's like they're
photos.
very recent.
Oh my God! There's like a 1,000 photos
Yes.
here.
Well, I am certified Stormtrooper, A New Hope.
Wow.
Okay. I'm also certified Empire Strikes Back. And on the next show
Holy shit!
after the birthday,
You have your. Oh, you have. Hold on. You have because you have your photos on here.
yes,
Hold on. I can put it up.
I'll
on
put
the
them
screen,
up.
I
Oh,
think.
good, great.
Oh wait, can I? Hold on.
I don't know. We're
We're
gonna
trying
try
to set up.
Oh, hold on, folks.
Sorry. I was like,
Can
'cause
you-
since
can you
we're
post it?
talking about it?
Okay.
Okay, library. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we
cool.
go.
Here we go.
I just don't want to like put up your whole fucking thing.
You don't want to
'cause
put
it's-
up everything on my desk. I'm like, is this a hemorrhoid or a herpes sore?
I'll just put up one picture.
I'll put up one with my face and one without my face, so the people know that I'm not
They
lying.
know.
They know.
But hold on. Just gonna do it
So I
quick.
have two different versions of Stormtrooper. The helmets are a little
Okay.
different. I'd love to get into the differences at some point with you.
So that's you. That's Brian.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find one, but without. You know what? I don't want to fuck with this because I don't want to put like family photos up
You
or
don't wanna
something.
put it-
It's like, yeah, it's just tricky because I can't like really see the photo out.
Okay.
without-
Gotcha.
But
All
that's Brian in his
Yeah.
stormtrooper outfit
Okay.
in his entryway.
Now, just one fun fact: Empire Strikes Back, the holster is removable, but on A New Hope, the holster is integrated into the belt. So
I mean, you don't have to tell me.
you're funny.
Don't talk down to me.
All right. So listen, everybody, like and comment. Join the fucking Patreon, please, for my birthday.
or if you want to watch the live, watch us do it live right now, you can join as a
Yep.
member on.
We have a new Max is our new friend on Patreon. Hello,
We
Max.
got probably a few new ones.
We got a bunch of new ones. Yeah, exactly. Can't tell them all. Be here for another 3 minutes.
Exactly.
And that's it. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week. Okay.
Patreon.com/Brian McCarthy.
God damn it.
Join.
Bye. Yeah. Fuck yeah.